Hey, it's Tom
and Mike
from Take Time to Travel.
Marbella, Spain is a beautiful holiday destination with stunning beaches, a quaint and picturesque old town, and the luxurious Port Banús area. Port Banús is filled with luxury cars, multi-million-dollar yachts, designer shopping, and delicious restaurants. So today, we're going to show you what makes Port Banús so special.
We'll start in Marbella's Old Town and show you a couple of ways to get over there. One option is to walk along the seafront promenade called the Golden Mile, which is lined with palm trees, attractive restaurants and beach clubs, and incredibly expensive mansions hidden behind walls and hedges. We've done this approximately 7-kilometer walk a few times, and it takes about an hour and a half.
You can also take the catamaran called Fly Blue, which starts in Marbella's Puerto Deportivo Marina and goes on a scenic 30-minute boat ride with stunning views of the iconic La Concha mountain peak. Tickets cost €11 per person for one-way or €20 round trip, and drinks, beers, and snacks are also sold on board. This is definitely the most fun option, plus you'll arrive right in the center of Port Banús alongside the huge yachts, making for quite a memorable first impression.
Stepping off the boat, there's bustling restaurants and high-end designer shops and boutiques like Dior, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and Rolex inside these picturesque whitewashed buildings. Of course, there's also tons of high-end cars parked along the waterfront too, with many different Ferraris as well as colorful Lamborghinis and lots of Bentleys. It's a car enthusiast paradise. One day we even saw a Koenigsegg 1.1 worth almost 10 million Canadian dollars.
Continuing to explore Port Banús, one street back from the waterfront, you'll find even more luxury brands and stores. There's also a nice golden sand beach nearby called Playa Puerto Banús, where there's people lounging under the umbrellas and in the sand, hanging out in inviting beach clubs, and even playing volleyball. But we're going to head along the promenade beside the beach, across the Port Banús Bridge, and walk over to a beach club called Chambao for lunch. Let's head through the flower-covered archway and show you what it's like.
Chambao has a terrace with a wonderful sea view, tropical plants, and its own pool, complete with loungers and umbrellas facing the water. The perfect spot for sunbathing. Plus, inside has a really nice feel to it, with a tropical vibe and a high wooden ceiling covered in vines and flowers. We started with a couple of pints of beer to drink, and some baked bread, olives, and aioli. Then a large selection of fresh seafood on ice was brought to our table and explained to us. We placed our order, sipped on our beers, and enjoyed the relaxing poolside atmosphere.
Our first dishes were the tuna tartare on top of a brick of fried rice and aioli, as well as the fresh razor clams that we had chosen from the basket. Both were tasty, especially the tuna tartare. After that was the tuna belly Russian salad and the skirt steak, which came with a few baby potatoes and padron peppers. Both were excellent. To end the meal, we were served some complimentary lemon sorbet wedges with some type of spicy seasoning on top, which was a great way to finish a wonderful lunch. But let's keep going. There's lots more to see and eat in Port Banús.
Just a 10-minute walk inland is another fantastic eatery to check out called the BOHO Club Restaurant. It has a nice patio area which was closed for a private event when we were there, so we went inside and were seated at a table in their upscale main dining room. We ordered a couple of pints of Alhambra Especial beers to drink, followed by this intriguing dish shrouded in a cloud of smoke. The roast beef tenderloin cooked at low temperature in a vitello tonnato sauce with capers and pickled onions. The roast beef was super tender and tasted delicious, especially with some sauce on it.
Then we shared the seasonal mushrooms, which were drizzled with a hot mushroom consommé and topped with cured egg yolk and smoked eel, as well as the vegetable risotto, which is creamed with a lighter pesto and paired with coconut, citrus, mascarpone cheese, and grilled mini vegetables. The presentation was on point, and the flavors were scrumptious as well. For dessert, we shared the creamy chocolate with 70% dark chocolate cream, cocoa and carob crumble, and roasted banana ice cream, and some complimentary petit fours. We really enjoyed our dinner here at BOHO Club.
Next, we'll head back over to Puerto Banús' waterfront to try one of the most popular restaurants here called Pizzeria Picasso, which has been a local favorite for more than 40 years. We went for lunch early, so we were able to just walk right in and get a table on the main floor. But there is another level with some lovely marina views.
We went with my mom and ordered a couple of cold beers to drink, and she had the Mango Dream smoothie to drink. Then for the mains, we all shared the fettuccine toscani with black truffle and parmesan cream, as well as the escalope milanesa schnitzel with truffle mayonnaise, a side salad, and french fries. We couldn't believe how big the portion sizes were. The milanesa was huge.
We also ordered the burrata Puglia pizza with baked basil, candied cherry tomatoes, rocket pesto, serrano ham, and fresh burrata, which was super creamy inside. Every dish that we tried here tasted excellent, plus the portion sizes are definitely generous. We had lots of leftovers after that meal.
After that, we'll stroll along the main drag and turn on to Calle del Muelle Principe Salmon, which is also lined with more high-end designer shops and boutiques, and is where you'll find the biggest yachts in the marina. It sure would be nice to be invited aboard one of these. Plus, there are some great food options here like PiCú Puerto Banús, a Mediterranean seafood restaurant with waterfront views from their terrace, which is the perfect spot for people watching and checking out the yachts. We ordered a couple of pints of Heineken beer to drink, followed by the seafood paella for 2 people, with squid, shrimp, clams, mussels, and prawns in a seafood broth and rice, which the gentleman mixed up and plated for us. The paella was super hot and tasted fantastic. Our next course was the bacalao cod pil pil with baby potatoes on the side. It was also very tasty.
Our meal at Piku was excellent. The best part was the view, but a close second was the 30% discount we got for reserving with the Fork website.
Just steps away from Piku, on the street behind it is the Benabola Sky Lounge, the bar with the most amazing view in all of Puerto Banús. We were seated at a table right next to the railing, which was the best spot for taking in the phenomenal unobstructed view of the marina. It's postcard perfect.
Here we ordered a couple of Swedish Kopparberg ciders to drink, which came with strawberries and lime. A cold drink on a hot day with good company and incredible scenery. What more can you ask for? Maybe something sweet? Let's walk a couple of minutes over to Dolce Gabbana to their secret rooftop terrace.
Making our way through the store and up the stairs, we found the Martini Bar by Dolce & Gabbana in the back. The terrace is elegantly decorated and has lovely vistas overlooking the sea, where you can see sailboats and jet skis cruising by.
We began with Alhambra Especial beers to drink, served in D&G themed glassware with branded olives and nuts. Cheers to having a cold beer and hot sunny weather. Too bad these plates weren't included with the price of the drinks.
For dessert, we shared the Sicilian cannolis with sweet ricotta cream, orange, and pistachios, and the ciabatta, a type of Italian homemade crunchy cheesecake with fresh mozzarella, Wagyu A5 lard, honey, and ricotta cheese, complete with Dolce & Gabbana branded chocolate. They both were light and tasted excellent. We really enjoyed our desserts and watching the different boats cruising by, but it's time for us to get going.
Just a few steps away from Dolce & Gabbana is the Puerto Banús sign, which is a wonderful spot to take a photo, showcasing the biggest yacht in the harbor alongside the other boats with the mountains in the distance. Now we'll stroll back along the picturesque Calle del Muelle Principe Salmon and head over to the Fly Blue Catamaran. We hopped on board and took in the luxurious views one last time before our catamaran pulled out, slowly making its way through the marina, past all of the multi-million-dollar boats and yachts, and back into the open water on our way over to Marbella's Old Town.
Well, we hope you enjoyed our tour of Puerto Banús. If you did, please like and subscribe for more Marbella and Malaga videos coming soon. And remember, take time to travel. Catch you on the next one.